Let's start. So, in the previous class, we were learning the continuous series. We solved one problem of continuous series where you had open-ended class intervals. Open-ended class intervals was below 200, below 100, and then above 1000. So that was open-end class intervals. We considered the same class intervals as it is, and we solved. Now let's see the next problem. This problem also, they're asking us to compute coefficient of skewness based on quartiles. So based on quartiles means we are supposed to calculate Bowley's coefficient of skewness. If it is based on mode, okay, or averages, then it will be Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. So here, since it's on quartiles, I'm repeating it again, since it's on quartiles, we are supposed to find out skewness, Bowley's coefficient of skewness. And let's see what is the data given. They have given us X and F. Now if you see the class intervals, the class intervals are inclusive in nature. The upper limit of the first class interval is not equal to the lower limit of the next class interval. If you see, you have 10 to 19, and then the next class interval is 20 to 29. So that is the difference. So this given series is in inclusive form. Now this inclusive class intervals are supposed to be converted into exclusive class intervals. Now how do we convert it into exclusive class intervals? We are supposed to just find out the difference or the correction factor. Now this problem, you are only supposed to completely solve it. I'm just gonna help you with conversion of inclusive to exclusive form. The calculations, everything will be same as the previous problem. Okay, so the first thing what you're supposed to do is convert this inclusive into exclusive form. Let's find the correction factor. The formula for correction factor will be the lower limit of the class except the first class. Do not consider 10, consider the next upper limit, lower limit, that is 20. So correction factor will be 20 minus 19. Okay, 19 is the previous upper limit, divided by 2. Okay, 20 minus 19 by 2. So you will have 20 minus 19 is 1. 1 by 2, which is nothing but 0.5. Okay, so what did I do? I took the lower limit of the class except the first class. Except 10, you can consider any number, 20, 30, any number you can consider. Subtract that with the previous upper limit. Previous upper limit of 20 is 19. So 20 minus 19 divided by 2, which is 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5. Now this 0.5, you should subtract 0.5 from the lower limit of all the class intervals, and you should add 0.5 from upper limit, we should add 0.5 to upper limit of all the class intervals. So let's see the first one. 10 minus 0.5 will give you 9.5. 19 plus 0.5 will give you 19.5. Similarly, second one, 20 minus 0.5 is 19.5. 29 plus 0.5 is 29.5. Like this, we have to subtract 0.5 from all lower limit and add 0.5 to all the upper limit of the class intervals. And later, frequency is same. Whatever is given in the question, the same thing has to be copied down in the frequency. And when you total them, you get the total, which is n is equal to 200. Just a second. So we converted the class intervals from inclusive to exclusive, and after that we copied down the frequencies. Now after that we are supposed to consider or calculate the cumulative frequency. Now cumulative frequency will be addition of the frequencies. So first you write down the same number 10 and then you add up the numbers one after the other. So 10 plus 18, 28, 28 plus 28, 56, like this we will go on adding and we will get the cumulative frequency. Once we find cumulative frequency, like the previous problem, you are supposed to calculate Q1, then calculate Q3, and then calculate median. Okay, and then calculate median. For Q1 you will be using the formula n by fourth item. For Q3, 3 into n by fourth item. For median you will be taking n by tooth item. So this will give you the size of Q1, Q3 and also median. After this, use interpolation formula for everything. Choose the interpolation formula and find out the value of Q1, Q3 and median. Okay, so that will be this problem. You will have to solve this problem and send me the answers on WhatsApp. I want the answers for Q1, Q3, median, and then find out skewness, Bowley skewness. Okay, SKB. I want the answers for all of these four separately. Okay, we will discuss the answer tomorrow once you give me your answers. Okay, I hope this question is clear. Anybody has any doubt here? Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, I'll summarize. Okay, this whole question, people who are not able to hear me and they had some issues and who are able to connect now, just listen. I'll just summarize the whole problem. They have given us the continuous series, but here the class intervals are inclusive in nature. So you are supposed to convert this inclusive into exclusive, and then you have to go on and solve the problem. So this problem has to be solved by you. It's very similar to the previous problem, just that it's given in the inclusive form. So convert them to exclusive form after calculating correction factor. So correction factor is calculated with the formula lower limit of the class interval except the first class minus upper limit of the previous class interval divided by 2. Here we get the value 0.5. So you're supposed to subtract 0.5 from all the lower limit of the class intervals and add 0.2 to all the upper limit of the class intervals. Once you do that, you get this x class intervals here, and then copy down the frequency as it is. Then calculate cumulative frequency. Calculate cumulative frequency. Once you calculate cumulative frequency, then you are supposed to calculate Q1, Q3 and median. Okay, all the three you have to calculate, and lastly calculate skewness, Bowley's coefficient of skewness. In the question they are asking us to find out coefficient of skewness based on quartiles. Based on quartiles means it is Bowley's coefficient of skewness. Okay, I hope that is clear. Let's go to the next problem. These are simple 2 marks problems. Okay, you will have to just see what is given in the problem and apply the formula. So in Bowley's coefficient of skewness, you have only one type of formula given. that is Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median by Q3 minus Q1. So let's see this problem. In a distribution, the difference between two quartiles is 15. Okay, what are the two quartiles? Q1 and Q3. Okay, so these are the two quartiles. Don't consider median here. Two quartiles means Q1 and Q3. So they're saying difference between two quartiles. So difference means Q1 and Q3 difference. So you can take it as Q3 minus Q1. The difference between the quartiles is Q3 minus Q1, and the number given to us is 15. Okay, the number given to us is 15. So Q3 minus Q1 is 15. Their sum means which sum? Quartile sum. So Q3 plus Q1 is 35. Difference between the quartiles, Q3 minus Q1 is 15. Their sum, that is again the quartile sum, Q3 plus Q1 is 35. Next, median is 20. Find the coefficient of skewness. Now, here again they have not asked specifically if it is Bowley's coefficient or Karl Pearson's coefficient. But when you see the data, they have given us the data of two quartiles, and then they have given us the data of median, which means when you have the data of Q3, Q1 and median given, and specifically when they are saying difference between and sum of the quartiles, it is very, very clear that you are supposed to calculate Bowley's coefficient of skewness. So these are few problems where students will get confused in examination and apply the wrong formulas. So be careful in reading. So thoroughly read the question and know what is the information given and then solve the question. Now let's apply all these numbers. So what all is given to us? Q3 minus Q1, Q3 plus Q1 and median. So for as per the formula, we know what is Q3 plus Q1. We already know what is Q3 plus Q1. Okay, so that is 35. So I will directly take that as 35 minus 2 into median. Again same thing, minus 2 into median is 20. I take median divided by, they have also given direct value for Q3 minus Q1. So Q3 minus Q1 is 15. So I've got all the data which is supposed to be applied into the formula. All that I have to do is simplify and find the answer. So 35 minus 2 into 20, which is 40, divided by 15. When you simplify this, your final skewness answer, Bowley's skewness, will be minus 0.3333. So that will be the final answer for this question. I hope everybody understood this problem. Anybody has doubt here? Did you all understand? You can expect this for 2 marks. Let's go to the next question. Now, the next question. In a frequency distribution, the coefficient of skewness based on quartiles, again, nowhere they are saying it is Bowley's coefficient. Everywhere it is, it's given in the sentence as coefficient of skewness based on quartiles. So, Bowley's coefficient is also known as skewness based on quartiles. Okay, they have given us SKB. Okay, they have given us coefficient of skewness of Bowley to be 0.5. Directly they have given. Then, if the sum of upper and lower quartiles is 28. Now, upper quartile, if the sum of upper and lower quartile is Q3, lower quartile is Q1. So, if the sum of Q3 and Q1 is equal to 28. Okay, if Q3 plus Q1 is 28 and median is 11. So they have given the value of median also. Median is 11. Find the values of upper and lower quartiles. So we are supposed to find the value of Q3. We don't know what is Q3 and we don't know what is Q1. Okay, so this here they are not asking us to find out coefficient of skewness, but we are supposed to find out Q3 and Q1 given there are many other values, that is coefficient of Bowley skewness, Q3 plus Q1 and median. So we have got all these values here. Okay, so did you all understand the question first of all? Anybody has doubt in the question? Okay, so they have given us the coefficient of skewness, that is SKB 0.5, and they have given us the sum of upper and lower quartiles, which is nothing but Q3 plus Q1, which is 28, and median is 11. We are supposed to find out the values of Q3 and Q1. So let's apply all that into a formula. So SKB, that is skewness, Bowley's coefficient of skewness, is equal to Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median divided by Q3 minus Q1. So I'm just writing down the formula. Now Q3 plus Q1, okay, the total value of Q3 plus Q1 is 28. That is what they have given. So I am taking 28 directly. And the value of coefficient of skewness is 0.5. That is also considered directly. Then median value is 11. So 2 into 11. Now for the denominator, if you come, we do not know the individual values of Q3 and Q1. So we will write down as it is Q3 minus Q1. Now let us simplify this. 0.5 will remain as it is. 28 minus 2 into 11. I'll just write here. 0.5 will remain as it is. 28 minus 2 into 11 is 22 divided by Q3 minus Q1. So that will be the next step. I'm just multiplying 2 into 11. Now after this, the next step is I will take this Q3 minus Q1 to the other side. Then 0.5 into Q3 minus Q1. I'll just give a bracket so that they know there is a multiplication here. Okay, next. And this 28 minus 22 will remain. Now, next step. 0.5. I'll just write here. 0.5 into Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 28 minus 22 is 6. Okay, now after this step, I'm just simplifying it for you. 0.5 into Q3 minus Q1 is 6. Now after this step, I can take this 5 to the other side. Here it is multiplication, and when I take it to the other side, it will become division. So that's what we have written here. Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 6 divided by 0.5. Now the next step, Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. 6 by 0.5 is 12. So by doing this calculation, first set of calculation, I got another equation which is Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. Okay, did you all understand the first set of calculation? Anybody has doubt in the first set? We just used the formula, we applied all the numbers and then we simplified it. We got the first equation. Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. Okay, now let's go to the next set of calculations. So now can we say we have two equations? So the first equation which is given in the question, that is Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28. That is what is given in the question here. Okay, the sum of upper and lower quartiles is 28. So we have first equation, sorry, you can take this as second equation only. Okay, first equation is Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. Second equation is Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28. Now let us consider this both equation and solve them simultaneously. Now if you take this equation, Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28. They have considered this as first, and then Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. Now if you add both of the equations, okay, if you add both of the equations, Q3 plus Q3 will give you 2Q3. Okay, I'll repeat, Q3 plus Q3 will give you 2Q3. Then plus Q1 minus Q1 will get cancelled. Plus Q1 minus Q1 will get cancelled. Then 28 plus 12 is 40. Okay, 28 plus 12 is 40. I'll just repeat the simultaneous equation part. We have two equations. One equation is Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28. We got this from the question, direct question information. Next equation that we have considered is what we found out here. Okay, Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. So Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 12. Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28 is considered. Now if I add both the equations, Q3 plus Q3 is 2Q3 plus Q1 minus Q1 will get cancelled. One is plus, one is minus. Okay, it will get cancelled. Then here 28 plus 12 is 40. Okay, 28 plus 12 is 40. Now the next step, this 2 into Q3. So it's a multiplication here. Now if I take 2 to the other side, it will become division. So Q3 is equal to 40 by 2, where my value of Q3 is 20. So I found out value of Q3 by simultaneously solving both the equations. So did you all understand this part, how to find Q3? Any doubts until here? Everybody understood how to find Q3? Okay, let's go on. Now, once we find the value of Q3, now we will use this 20. Okay, but then we will use the value of 20 here in any of the equation. You can use either this first equation or the second equation. So what we'll do is we will take the first equation. Okay, so the first equation, Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 28. Now I am going to apply Q3 as 20 in this place. So what will I get? 20 plus Q1 is equal to 28. Now next step, plus 20, if I take it to the other side, it becomes minus 20. So Q1 is equal to 28 minus 20. So 28 minus 20 is 8. So the value of Q1 is 8. All that I did here in this is, after finding Q3, I am just applying the value of Q3 into the first equation, which is nothing but 20 plus Q1 is equal to 28. Later I will take 20 to the other side, where you will get a difference of 8. So the value of Q1 is 8. So now we found out both the value, that is Q3 and Q1. The lower quartile as well as upper quartile, both the values have been found. Okay, did you all understand the complete solution? Anybody has doubt in any part of this solution? You can expect this for 6 marks. Statement problem. Great. So let's go to the next problem. Now, again, another direct question. Calculate the coefficient of skewness if mode is equal to 11. Okay, now here is a little confusing values given, so you will have to be careful. Calculate the coefficient of skewness if mode is equal to 11. Mean is 8. Okay, x bar is given, mode is given. Next, the difference between two quartiles is 8 and sum of two quartiles is 11. So before you people get confused, let's just write down what all is given to us. They have given us mode. Z is equal to 11. They have given us mean, which is equal to 8. Next, difference of two quartiles. Difference means Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 8. Next, sum of two quartiles. Q3 plus Q1 is equal to 22. Okay, but they are asking us coefficient of skewness. They have not mentioned which coefficient we should find. Should we find Karl Pearson's coefficient or should we find Bowley's coefficient? We do not know. That's not mentioned. But seeing the question and seeing the data given to us, whenever they have given us the difference between the two quartiles and the sum of two quartiles, when they have given these two, it clearly means we are supposed to calculate Bowley's coefficient of skewness and not Pearson. Okay, I hope everybody understood that. But they have given us mode and mean, how to do. Now, apart from, okay, before me continuing, did you all understand the question first? They have given us mode, mean, Q3 minus Q1, Q3 plus Q1. And they have asked us to calculate coefficient of skewness. Okay. So once they have given us, I'm repeating it again, mode is given to us as 11, mean, that is x bar, is 8. The difference between two quartiles is 8 again. Two quartiles is Q3 and Q1. So Q3 minus Q1 is 8. Sum of two quartiles, Q3 plus Q1 is 22. And they have asked us to find coefficient of skewness. They have asked us to find coefficient of skewness. But have they mentioned which coefficient? They have not mentioned if it is Pearson coefficient or Bowley's coefficient. But by seeing the question and seeing the data given, we are supposed to consider that since they have given the difference and the sum, by seeing these two data, we should consider it to be Bowley's coefficient of skewness. So let's write Bowley's coefficient of skewness formula. That is Q3 plus Q1 minus 2 median by Q3 minus Q1. Now, let's see if all the data is given. Q3, there is no Q3 given, but Q3 plus Q1, the whole data is given, that is 22. 2 into median. Median is given to us? No. There is no median value given. Again, Q3 minus Q1. Again, the direct data is also given. Now, what is the data which we don't have? We do not have the value of median. Now, here, to find the value of median, if you remember, we were using empirical formula in mode. Okay, when we learned how to calculate mode, we also learned this formula called empirical formula or empirical relationship. So we're going to use this formula here to calculate the median. So if you see here, the formula is mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Now let's apply all the values that we have. We know what is mode. Mode is 11. So 11 is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. X bar is given to us, which is 8. Now, here if you see, 11 is equal to let's simplify this. 11 is equal to 3 median minus 2 into 8. Okay, 3 median minus 2 into 8, that is 16. Okay, now the next step after this, what I will do is 11, this minus 16, I will take it to the other side. So it will become plus 16. Okay, 11 plus 16 is equal to 3 median. Next step, 11 plus 16, here it is 3 into median. If I take 3 to the other side, it will become division. 11 plus 16 by 3 is equal to median. That is what is the step given here. 11 plus 16 by 3 is equal to median. Now if I solve this, 11 plus 16 is 27. 27 divided by 3 will give me the value of median to be 9. So now I know the value of median. I know the value of Q3 minus Q1. I know the value of Q3 plus Q1. Now I can go on and solve the coefficient of skewness of Bowley. So write down Q3 plus Q1 is 22 into 2 into median. Median is 9 divided by Q3 minus Q1. Q3 minus Q1 is 8. So I have to simplify this. 22 minus 9 into 2 is 18 by 8. So if I simplify that final answer, 22 minus 18 will be 4. 4 divided by 8 will give me a skewness value of 0.5. So this is how I find the coefficient of skewness. The only deciding factor here is difference of two quartiles and sum of two quartiles. Based on that only, I will have to assume that to be Bowley's coefficient of skewness. Okay, did you all understand the whole problem? Anybody has doubt in this problem? Okay, so this completes our skewness chapter. So here we learned two types of skewness. To just summarize the whole chapter, we learned two types of skewness. The first one is Karl Pearson's skewness. The second one is Bowley's coefficient of skewness. So you can get 6 marks and 14 marks question. One compulsory 14 marks question will come from Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. Bowley's also you can expect 14 marks or 6 marks, at least one question will appear. Be careful in reading the question thoroughly, because statement problems are also asked in the examination. So you have to see what data is given and then decide which formula to be applied to that Karl Pearson's or Bowley's coefficient. Okay, I hope everybody understood this chapter completely.